question comes from Caroline L. And her question is, what are some of the new DNA activations as a bridge soul I can expect in this next phase of transformation?
Yes, thank you, Caroline. Wishing to clarify, perhaps, for those that may not know what we are referring to when we say bridge soul, we mean those of you that perhaps may have also heard the term of hybridized human. Those of you that come from this very specific lineage that have made agreements with the Greys, the very specific Mas-e, that come from generations of this type of contact and activation. You know yourselves perhaps as hybridized humans, and also bridge souls in a way, for you all are being activated to serve as beacons, as markers, as midway points between your general consciousness and those that you would classify as the Yahyel or even the hybrid children. You are a bridge soul, a bridge beacon. Most of you in this way listening, if you wish to classify yourself, which we never impose that on you, but most of you listening involved in this contact and this now would be one of these type of activated humans. This is done as a result of exposure to the Greys, to these Mas-e, exposure to different densities, different dimensions, as well as contact with the Yahyel and other hybridized children in your dreams and in some quasi-physical states. The more recent generations who have come from, again, ancestral lineage have experienced very subtle activations, for it has been an ongoing process in your DNA. Your mothers and fathers in this way were also then activated to allow the innate nature that is the hybridized human, the human hybrid, to be activated. This was done in very subtle ways in more recent generations, as the consciousness was prepared to understand that you all are in fact dancing with your own shadows, your own mirrors, your own density for the sake of integration. The consciousness was able to understand this, to be able to reach a certain level of integration and not have the same level, quite the same level of fear or trauma in regards to these exposures. Certain activations are done mainly with light and sound. Now, specific attributes in this way that will most likely begin to come about are understanding, knowing to your bones, to your core, that humans are hybrids to begin with.
Yeah.
This sounds very simple, but it is truly the experience that creates the knowing. Most of you are still somewhat in a conceptualizing phase of this, and it is the process then for the next years to come to have a full integration of this knowing. Then from there, tapping into perhaps your like totally supernatural abilities, being quite empathic, knowing when you are receiving communication from counterparts, relevant counterparts, having very, very clear definitions of your excitement and your joy. Again, this seems very simple. Your definitions of your joy and your anxiety, knowing the difference. Again, this seems very simple. But in the years to come, this is quite drastic. Being able to fully embody your vibration, to not let different worlds that you can still see affect you, knowing your story, knowing what is true for you, holding your vibration, allowing again your supernatural abilities to truly take form, more conscious maneuvering in the dream space, more rememberings of contact that you have had with the Maze, with the Greys, to lay down new mythology, to bring forth a greater understanding of the importance of the story, of the emotional body, as well as rememberings of the contact that you have had with the other civilizations in the hybrid lineage, as well as further embodiment, as we discussed last time, of your avatar nature. Once again, your like totally supernatural abilities. This will manifest in many different ways, and this will not happen overnight, so to speak. It does require a type of diligence and practice, but that will be connected to your joy. But there is the experience of waxing on, waxing off, paint fence. A certain level of internship, you might say. More will be known about this in your years to come, different actual schools of training, different communities, part of the enclaves in this way, as well as becoming more and more aware of the synchronicity that always abounds, more and more aware of the shifts, sifting through, shifting through these different dimensions, these different worlds, these different universes, having an awareness of it, experiencing time very, very differently, feeling the true acceleration as you all begin to truly slow down into the present moment, and having more of a conscious ability to choose and to know the frames that you are jumping into. This is a fine overall view in this now of things to continue to be excited about. But as we said before, it truly is, for starters, knowing for you in your own translation, in your own knowing, in your own body, into your bones, that human is hybrid at all. And then from there, what do you do?
Follow your excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on the outcome.
In each
and every
moment.